and welcome back to my channel, Divinely Guided Tarot. If you're new here, my name is Angel and I'm here to bring you another general collective energy reading. This message could be for all signs, so please remember to take only what resonates with your particular situation and leave the rest behind. And as always, guys, I really thank you very much for all of your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscriptions, your donations. Everything that you're doing to help this channel grow is so greatly appreciated. You are responsible for a lot of these messages reaching their intended just by hitting the like button and energetically showing up every day for these readings. I really do take a few moments just to thank you for all of that time, all of the effort it takes to put a comment in the comment section that somebody resonates with. Thank you. Truly, thank you. From me to you, from my angels to you. So let's go ahead and take a few moments and call in the Holy Spirit to help shield, guard, and protect this portal while I channel divinely guided messages for my divinely guided subscribers. Please help us with the divine perfect message for my divine collective at the exact moment that they need, whatever they need to hear at this exact right moment. There we go. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. All right, let's see what we've got. I'm trying not to feel the energy coming at me just yet. I'm trying to kind of just, I gotta stop trying to give you the whole message before I even pull the cards and then let the cards clarify. I want to try to just let Spirit talk a little bit more instead of me talking so much. Holy Spirit, please provide. God, it feels so awkward to say, you guys. Ugh. Talking less. I've been smothered my whole life. Now is my time to talk. But they're talking about this being a message of concern. That's why they want me to go at this slow. Their Spirit is wanting me to physically go pretty slow with this message for a reason. And I have to be obedient to that. So where I want to go ahead and just give you all the meat and potatoes right here and now and just spill out all the tea for you, instead they're telling me to take a sip of my tea and to go ahead and let it unfold a little bit at a time, because whatever this message of concern is going to be concerning. We don't want to shock our collective. That's the point of me taking that breath and letting the divine talk a little bit and me talk a little less. Wanted to explain myself. Why they have me do certain things. When you talk to the divine, when you channel messages for yourselves, when you talk to your angels, a lot of times they can communicate with you by not communicating with you, or making something a little bit uncomfortable for you, or feeding you little cues that say, hey, sit back and let somebody else take this one. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to communicate in all sorts of different ways. And the message of concern here should not be a message of concern. You are in the right. You are receiving a sudden wealth. There's that 777 energy again, guys. I have been channeling this number all week long, and it's going into this next week. You know what I mean? We're riding in the energy of the 7-7 portal, and I know a lot of intuitive readers that are picking up on this exact same energy. This feels very twin flame like the 144 is all being divinely upgraded at the exact same time. And I swear all of those who are connected to the 144 are feeling the shock waves, feeling the energetic shifts. We can feel each other, you guys. And I know you're going through it, but I also know that a lot of really beautiful things are happening in your life right now. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. A lot of hard stuff too, but a lot of good stuff is out here. Stay positive, collective. And we have the wealthy man. I am showing that a wealthy man is coming into your presence. This is potential. This really feels like a divine feminine reading. Welcome to the board, divine feminine. You come out on the last read on my record day. Hey, I'll take it. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of sudden change for you. There's a wealthy man coming into your life. This could be somebody who's wealthy in spirit, wealthy in finances. Somebody who has a really good paying job even, that wouldn't be a burden on you, that wouldn't force you to have to do all the toil and labor to be able to get through in a relationship or get through with this life. What they are telling me here is the message of concern is coming from a former lover of this individual, or maybe an individual that they've separated from quite recently. And when I say quite recently, we're talking about the last 4 months, possibly. So it is fairly fresh, it's fairly new, and it's fresh enough and new enough of a separation that the ex in this situation is not wanting to see her man leave. So this may have been they're showing me a young woman, anywhere between 28 and 28 and 24 years of age. 24 to 28 years of age, excuse me. So a little bit of a younger dynamic there. And a scorned lover. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned is the phrase. You know what I mean? And this young woman is embodying a Queen of Swords in reverse. Like, she's going to go through a lesson. There's going to be a tower that's brought into this young woman's life. But the reason why this individual is kind of making it difficult for your person, collective, is that they don't want the meal ticket to go away. They're telling me that this individual paid for everything. I mean, the kids wanted to go out to dinner. I mean, this guy was paying for it. You went to the movies, this guy was paying for it. You went anywhere, this guy was paying for it. I feel like this individual is even giving you Christmas gifts, or her Christmas gifts and her family Christmas, like paid bills, paid utility bills. Like this ex of theirs was a person who used to play the sympathy game. Oh, I don't know how I'm going to pay for my phone. I can't talk to you this week. Oh, because I don't have any minutes on my phone. And, you know, like, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, well, I want to continue to talk to you. So, yeah, I guess I'll pay your phone bill for you. Okay, well, I'm on a family plan and I need $600 because I'm also in the arrears and it's going to take a lot to pull me. Like, are you serious? Like, this person milked your person, collective, for all they were worth, and is not happy that this individual is walking out of their life to come to you. So it's very possible, collective, that you are going through potentially some, like, you're feeling some hate come your way, some jealousy come your way, and I really do feel like this wealthy man is looking to make a change, not just in their personal life, but to also change the course of your future together as a couple. They want to make the move towards you, but they know they have to end this situation completely and get their life back in order before that happens. I do see a strong September. The 9 on that card keeps staring out at me. So we may be looking at the month of September that this individual makes their approach to you. You know what I mean, collective? September to November is when that change is going to go into place. Like, between the month of September and November, it's going to be your transition into sudden wealth and union with this individual. There you go, Empress. Divine Feminine, right here. This is your read, Divine Feminine. You've claimed it. This is the first card out of the tarot that we pulled. I'm not surprised to see you here. Welcome to the board, Divine Feminine. I know we had to take a back seat and let our Divine Masculines have some time here, because I'll tell you what, they've gone through a major shift. So thank you very much for your patience while we pulled your energy back in. You've gone through this Five of Pentacles. This is an energy that you were, and I'm going to say were in, because right now, even as we speak, there are slow trickles of water slipping through, like this dam that's getting ready to break. Like your divine sudden wealth is breaking through a dam. And right now there are major cracks in the dam and little leaks are coming through. So right now you may still be in this kind of poverty or not lack mindset, but kind of a, you don't have a lot going for you right now, but because of you being so humble in your current circumstances, Divine Feminine, it's what's ushering in this blessing for you. So this is pretty good energy for you to be in a Five of Pentacles and say, I am living my best life and death cannot claim me. Okay? I feel like you know what this whole journey is all about. You understand so much more than the rest of the collective. And Spirit says that's the truth. You're resting on the truth. You're resting on the words of the divine. You're resting on the word of God. What is the Divine Feminine good at? Looking at God. And the Divine Masculine looks at their female. You know, this is... It's part of who we are as Divine Feminines. You may be in your Divine Feminine energy if you're one of the Divine Masculines in this group. Maybe this is part of that striking that balance in some of the reads that you've had recently here. Take this as it resonates, guys. But you've had a lot of conflict. You've had a lot of disagreements. You've had a lot of betrayal in the past. But you're coming out the victor in all of it. Okay? You will not be opposed by anybody. You cannot have your will taken over. You collective are special. You collective cannot be trampled. You are like a daisy. Have you ever seen a daisy pop up out of the snow? And you're like, what the heck is that? They are resilient little flowers. I was very blessed this past fall, or really this past winter. It was this past winter. Fresh carpet of snow on the ground for like, I want to say about a week. And then we had a nice sunshine that snow melted. And then I want to say like the very next day we had like another round of snow for a whole week. And at my lunch spot where I used to drive my car up on top of that hill during my lunch break, I would sit in the same spot, and then one day I was really going through it, you guys. Like I was struggling. I don't know what for, who I was channeling that day that kind of just set me on this energy path of just blah, you know? And I'll be very honest with you, I don't know why I rolled down my window or why I looked. I think I just wanted a breath of fresh air, and it was so nice and cold outside. I thought, this is good. I unzipped my jacket a little bit and I look out my window and there's a daisy. Like it wasn't there yesterday. And it just was sitting there in the snow, like right outside my door. I jumped out, I grabbed it, I brought it into the car. It died that very day, but it was my sign. It was my sign from God that He was there with me. How strong I was, and I needed that. I needed His reassurance. I needed that hug, if you will. That I needed that wink from above, that no matter how impossible a situation may be, I would be able to face it. And I'll tell you what, every second that I held that flower in my hand was a second that that energy was leached off of me, that darkness. And by the end of that lunch break, I went back into my office and I was telling everybody about the miracle that happened, and half the people were rolling their eyes and the other half was like, man, I love it when God winks. And I go, I know, right? Like, I was just super, super excited. You could not take the sunshine out of me after that moment. You know what I mean? So it's like, no matter what you face, collective, you've got that smile still on your face because you know the truth, that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Look at all of those weapons at your feet, in your arms. You're collecting an armory for God. What happens when we run out of firewood and all we have left are the weapons at our hips and waists and backs? God says, burn the weapons, save the wood in the forest, because you won't need those weapons where you're going. You're a warrior in spirit. Your weapons are not made by man. Your weapons are not of the flesh. Your weapons are of the spirit, of the word. And that is the word of God. In the beginning, there was the word, and the word was God. Just, you can't stop it. You can't stop it. No deception, no illusion, no mystery or anything, because God says, I am the mystery. I am the illusion. I can change your view no matter what. Your enemy has no power over you. No enemy can take that sword of truth away from you. And you have the Ace of Wands out here too. 2 aces on the board, Divine Feminine. And the Hierophant. Very traditional, spiritual leader. You are full of forgiveness. Forgive me, for I know not what I do. Forgive them, for they not know what they do. You're divinely protected. You feel like you're divinely protecting the rest of the community as well. Like, you have this motherly almost responsibility about you. Like, you take accountability for all people who behave like children. So we're talking about the sleepers, the people who are unawake, the people who don't know any better. And it's like you find it your personal mission to bring them the truth in very calm ways, so that way people will be able to hear and not just run away from you screaming like, this is a crazy woman, she's talking about crystals and saging and banishing dark spirits off of your body. I don't know about this. Like, you're going at this at a pace that's very calm. Like, this Knight of Cups, to me, it's intuitively, I'm looking at it as a very noble knight in shining armor with a cup offering you living waters. But he knows he can't come at you fast. So that horse isn't even in, that horse is just taking its first energetic little step towards you. And I feel like you don't want to overwhelm people because you have haters. I mean, there's no other way to say it. You're trying to make sure you do everything correctly so that way your haters cannot come at you to take from you what doesn't belong to them. You know? Holy Spirit, please clarify more. You're in a high state of meditation right now, thinking about what you truly want, Divine Feminine. And I feel like you do want this romantic love. You're praying for love. You're begging for love. Like, you're begging for love. You know what I mean? Like, this is your dream. This is all you've ever wanted, was to be loved and to have the opportunity to love. And we're talking romantically, not as in, I want world peace and love for all my neighbors. No, this is not a generic, this is that romantic love. This is a love that's only meant for you and one other individual, and God, of course, you know. And you should be craving that, because you are the star in this collective. Divine Feminine, you are anointed, chosen one, starseed, earth angel. You are part of the 144,000. Yes, you do have a twin flame, or at the very least, if you don't resonate with the twin flame journey, this is a high-level soulmate connection. They're saying high-level soulmate. Okay, so this is a divine contract, a divine counterpart coming through to you. And it just so happens that this wealthy man is very much awakened. He has spiritual abilities as well. That's why he was intuitively able to see this behavior, this, excuse me, they're saying it's correct. This is how they were able to see the karmic behavior in their own home. It's the illusion was lifted. Your entrance into this world lifted the spell. That star shines bright like a sun. Do you see that? And you illuminated everything. It's like you poured out the truth in this water, and the entities that were in this water are being pushed out of it because that holy water is burning their skin. So the demon dogs and the monsters from the deep are coming out of this lake bed because you blessed it as a holy sanctuary. Make sense? I love it when they show me the same cards that we talk about in many other readings and how they mean certain things, but then when you start reading intuitively and they start showing you the cards come to life to tell a story before my eyes so I could relay it to you. I mean, I never would have thought that water being poured into that lake bed right there was going to be connected to the other side of this card, pushing darkness out to be exposed for what they are. So yeah, I would say your enemy is, or this individual, this X over here, is in their head. They are like, holy cow, I can't trick this individual anymore. I cannot trick my match, because now enters in this high priestess. We have the Hierophant and the High Priestess. It's a twin flame connection. This is an energetic match. This is a divine counterpart. It has to be a twin flame. It has to be. They're saying there are some high-level soulmates that are coming together right now, some displaced twins, but actual twin flame contracts that are being introduced and moving forward. I still have a hard time believing. I still have a hard time believing. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't even know who my twin flame is. And I can't deny that it's coming through, and it's coming through a lot, and it's coming through for not just me, it's coming through for you guys too. Like, it's our entire group, it's our entire collective. I mean, like, we're really feeling it. They're stepping forward. Divine masculines are healing. Divine feminines are like, it's working! It's working! Like, we're excited, we're fist pumping, we're like, yes! Finally! Welcome! You know, I mean, we have the banners out, and we're screaming and praying and crying with you. I mean, we're celebrating. There's no more regret in our lives. We know what we came here to do, divine feminines, right? You knew what this was all about. And now we have support with each other. I've met quite a few of you beautiful soul tribe members of mine, my soul sisters out there. And I love each and every one of you, and you know who you are. Every single one of you. I'm so blessed and thankful to know you guys in this collective, and your energy is out here on the board, and it is beautiful, right? Now, I know you're very tapped in. I know your energetic match is here, okay? But I know you know it's coming. I have to stop. He's coming. He's here already, okay? He's coming. They don't want me to reveal anything more for you because you are the high priestess. And this mission and this journey was meant for you to unravel at your own pace. And they don't want me to spill all the tea for you and give you all of the intuitive, because some things you won't choose if you know about them in advance. This is part of the way you are divinely protected, even from people like me that absolutely love you to death and want to tell you all the secrets, and they're not letting me do it. And I wish I could give that to you, but I want you to look at me when I say this. You're going to be very happy. Okay? Very, very happy. Keep going on your path. Don't regress. Don't slip into old habits. They're telling me to shut up. I'm sorry. I have to. Don't slip back to who you were. Stay in your power now. Remember, you're in that high priestess energy. Your Hierophant, divine counterpart, is coming in. Do not stray away from the high priestess energy. Remain balanced between your light and your dark. Okay? And we'll leave it there. You're going to be happy. I love it. Divine Feminine, my stars in the collective. Yes. Yes, I love this energy. I feel like it's so late at night here, and I'm a little bit past midnight right now. I don't know, it feels like a slumber party. It really does. Like those breakthrough aha moments. I feel like we need to be cranking up the radio and, you know, popping some popcorn and eating bags of chips, and, or if you're in the UK, eat a bag of crisps and, you know, have a late night tea. I don't know, it feels like slumber party energy. So I don't know, I really enjoy having this energy to the table. It really feels like fellowship. It feels like, you know, finding your soul family for real, you know? So thank you guys for being here and sharing this energy. You're all beautiful stars. And they keep throwing stuff out at me here. Hold on one second. They wanted me to read 5, and I felt 1 was not meant for you. I felt 1 was meant for somebody else, and we're not reading on her energy, okay? She cannot sneak in here. We are giving this moment for you. I'm honoring you, collective, nobody else, okay? I humble myself under the mighty hand of God, and in his good time, he will lift me up. And that's 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6. Guys, you are humble to the divine. You know, you knew God before you came here. And you've been blessed. You've been blessed by his mighty hand. And now your blessings are coming in. Your protection was always there. We're calling it in. I've been helping you with your manifestations. You've been working on your manifestations. Our collective has been helping us all out with our manifestations. We're co-creating together. This is all coming into you. Scripture lining up with these prophetic visions. You know, this is happening. It's real. It's coming. And no more of that soon bull crap. Soon is now. This is all happening in this lifetime. In this season of summer, summer, fall, and winter of 2023 is going to be a very 8 of Wands kind of speedy progression, you guys, okay? Very fast movement. You could be engaged by the end of the year. That's how fast this is all going to go. Don't be so eager to jump into that. Don't be impatient, okay? You want the divine timing on this one. That's all. Okay. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. You want divine timing on this. You want divine timing on this. Okay? Wink, wink. All right. They're telling me to They're telling me to shut up or they're going to shut my camera off. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to try. All right. I have to be obedient. Okay. The Spirit of the Lord God is upon me, because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the suffering and afflicted. He has sent me to comfort the brokenhearted, to announce liberty to captives, and to open the eyes of the blind. Isaiah chapter 61, verse 1. You were meant to do so much more than what you have been subjected to in this lifetime. Spirit of God is on you. And you're being blessed with such wonderful things in your future, all in due time. Okay? I give my burdens to the Lord, and He will take care of me. He will not permit me to slip and fall. And that's Psalm chapter 55, verse 22. God gave you the power to handle every single thing that you're facing in your life. Every burden that you think that you have, you gave to God. God said, I will never give you more than you can handle. Okay? And this scripture lines up with that. It's a very healing message for somebody who is going in to this journey that's used to being on their face on the ground, you know? People that have gone through it in their lifetime, it's hard for those individuals to say, oh yeah, I've been hearing that, you know, I just got to keep trugging and everything will happen out okay. And it's been a long time since I've seen anything and I'm really kind of getting at the end of my rope here. And it's just a scripture for healing to remind you that God is with you, okay? And the last one that they're giving us, they gave you 4. Make God the source of hope. Fill me with all joy and peace by means of my faith in Him, so that my hope will continue to grow by the power of the Holy Spirit. And that is Romans chapter 15, verse 13. Hold on. I'm asking if I can have permission, because it's part of what they don't want me to be discussing with you right now. You are going to be tested by your faith. They said that's okay to talk about. Spirit wants to warn you that your faith will be tested here in the future, before your twin flame is revealed to you, before that individual is permitted to come into your orbit. Because right now they're being divinely kept from you for one reason or another. I don't know if it's for your sake or for their healing, or I don't know what the circumstances. I'm not really worried about that right now, but you're going to be forced to rely on God, where there may be a potential moment where you may hear silence. Like you may feel like, I have talked to God and I have been answered every time. That the first time that you feel God's silence, it's going to test you. And this is just a reminder that it is only a test. Sometimes when intuitive individuals like us, all light workers, we kind of get used to knowing everything before it happens, before we feel people, before we see, we know people before we see people. You can't really surprise me. It's very difficult to surprise me. I value a person who can surprise me. I know my twin flame out there will be one that surprises me, and I won't be able to see this one coming. I had yesterday gone through a lot of one-on-one time with Spirit to talk about my twin flame coming in, because I'm starting to feel that individual approach. Maybe not soon, but I feel them as soon as they revealed them, I'm starting to feel them, you know, and I'm starting to pray for them energetically and all that fun stuff. But I really, really, really do feel like they are going to test you as twin flames. Like you're going to be thrown in each other's path, and then everyone's going to take a step back and say, let's see what you've learned, collective. Let's see what you've learned. And it's like they're going to be sitting there with their popcorn and biting their nails, wondering if it's going to be up to you two. So Spirit doesn't want you to forget how to live in the moment. That's the message here. They don't want you to rely so solely on your spiritual gifts that you forget to live the human experience. They're telling me that love, romantic love, courtship, that romantic bond, the relationship, this intimacy is something that's highly treasured and valued in the ethers. It's a source of great curiosity for other entities, for other spirits, for other species of beings. Because our emotions as human beings are so potent and so strong and so powerful. This is the engine that I speak of quite often whenever I say you have an engine inside of you. It's your emotions. Your emotions are powerful. We as humans are extremely powerful because of our emotions. It is no surprise that the enemy will want to create a medication that will turn you into a zombie. Like my brother, okay? Now, this is beautiful that my brother is coming up in this conversation. He's getting married in literally a few hours from now. It's well into Sunday right now, and I shouldn't be working anymore, but I got to finish this message. So my spirit wants to remind, my brother is getting married today, and this is an individual who I didn't think it was ever going to happen for. My brother, I'm so proud of him. He has been on the divine masculine readings, that journey. But there is an anointing on his life. He had prophecy spoken over for him when he was in my mother's womb, and I'm holding true to that prophecy that I know about. And my brother did a 180 change in this year, breaking free from an abusive woman and finding his twin flame, and now they are getting married, and it is gorgeous energy. These my brother and my soon-to-be sister-in-law, I can't believe I'm going to have a sister-in-law, they are just the most perfect match made in heaven. They complement each other so well, and it's because both of them had gone through rough walks of life. They had to be prepared by God for each other, and now they are. And speaking of that, I need to get off of this message here and wish you all a happy day, and just tell you how proud I am of you. A lot of you have just awakened to an energetic shift in yourself. Maybe your divine counterpart's freedom is something that's mirroring back on yourselves. So maybe this isn't your energy that you're feeling when you feel that anxiety and the shifting and stuff. I really feel like our DMs are making their approaches in the right direction towards us. And it's because of all of you special individuals out there that this is able to happen. We co-create together, and we're doing beautiful, beautiful things. And I want to take the moment to thank you. Every divine masculine on the face of the planet, I know they thank you, because the divine feminines are praying for these individuals to break free. And it's successful. So thank you. Hey guys, if you like this vibe, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button and come join this tribe. We need more light workers like you here on this channel. And I'm very thankful to serve each and every one of you. I'm humbled by your energies. Take care of yourselves this week, and God bless you all.